I guess that's my cue to punch the clock on my side. BGS, thank you. Let's go. Hey, Maggie. Thanks for coming in. Push the wrong button. Dang it. For those of you coming over that just saw BGS do his thing, the master teacher himself, he gave me my subject for tonight because I didn't plan to go on, but then the subject of passport bros came up and some of the shit talking happened. I heard said shit talking and have experienced said shit talking. And I said, you know what? Fuck it. Let me see what I can throw together here. You see the title of the episode. It's about my beloved Dr. K. And yes, I'm reprising this particular chapter, but I'm going to add a few things to it. An update. I am having this turned into a book. A very dear friend of mine, Mr. James McCallan, gave me the suggestion. And I said, all right. I slept on it. I thought about it. I slept on it. I slept on it some more. And I said, all right, let's do it. So I have been sending the chapters to him to transcribe and to organize. And here we are. Diary of a Mad Snowman is alive and it's well. DOD's in the house. Chaos Rain is with us. Okay, first and foremost, I have been asked the question so many times. And the question I have been asked is, why can't I handle a black woman? More to the point, let me try that question again. Why can't I handle a strong black woman? This has been bluntly posed to me. My answer is simple. It's not my job. My job in a relationship is to love you, is to provide for you, is to protect you, and everything in between that. Handle? Who the fuck said I had to handle you? That answer sparked a lot of criticism, sparked a lot of name calling. It didn't spark that much of a debate because it was mostly name calling. So I took my happy ass elsewhere. As my dad said to me, and for those of you who know about my dad, as many times I've spoken about him, my dad said to me, you have two choices: get out or get the hell out. Now, he said that to me when I was 18. Did I know what he meant at the time? No, not even close. Do I know and understand now? You bet your ass. When he said that to me, he was talking about the state of the black community. And this was 1990. I mean, Dad probably saw it well before then. But when he said that to me, he said, keep that in mind. Well, Pop, I did. And I chose option C. I got the fuck out. A man's job in a relationship is to love and to be loved, to provide and to be provided for, to protect and to be protected, to be one of two. When everything falls on the man, and I had to realize this recently thanks to my beautiful wife giving me a quick education, when everything falls on the man, there is a problem. Stress happens, arguments happen, the Miss Ann syndrome happens. Oh, did I say that aloud? Did I say that aloud? You goddamn right I did. And I'm going to say it even louder. Study Channel is with us. He said, good question and correct answer. Find the lie. Find the lie. My job is not to handle you. My job is to love you. And yet I get called a simp. I get called gay. I get called a sap. I get called all kind of stuff. And you're right, Chaos. I was going on 19 years old, 1990. Granted, I didn't turn 19 until July of 1990. But not only was 1990 a hell of a year, it was an educational year. And speaking of the woman who I'm bragging on, that voice you heard was that of my beautiful wife, Jodi, aka Dr. K, whom this episode is about. But I'll say it again, my job is to be one of two. To come together with someone that actually cares, gives a damn, that loves you in return, that wants to love you in return. Did I say that aloud? Let me say it again. Not only loves you, not only you love them, but they love you in return. Oops. Well, it took me until age 46, but I found her and I couldn't be happier. Here's how I met Jodi. We met online and we were chatting back and forth. And I have often said that Jodi rode to the rescue in the nick of time. And it is the truth. It is the God's honest truth that she rode to the rescue in the nick of time. Because before I met Jodi in July of 2018, I thought of hanging it up. I thought of saying, you know what? I quit. Hell with it. I was going through some things at the time, i.e., being homeless. I didn't think my career was going to bounce back because of someone that told a lie on me, and I'll do that chapter later. And because I was alone, period. It's one thing to have friends, but it's another thing to have that special someone who is always going to be there for you. I have always described meeting Jodi like this, and I will continue to describe it until I'm 105 years old. Jodi raced the clock and saved me. Because as I said, at that time, I was giving up. I was done. I was right on the edge of that cliff. I was right on the edge of the cliff. Before I took that final step over, here comes Jodi. Jodi said, no, you don't. It's like she said, and I will continue to say it as many times as I can. I don't know you, but I need you. That began the odyssey of me getting back to me. And believe me, it was an odyssey. And in many ways, it's still an odyssey. It's still an odyssey. The screwball part about it, the screwball part about it is I wasn't expecting it at all. I wasn't. But I'm glad she got there when she did. I'm glad she got there when she did. And so meeting Jodi began. And I wanted to stand out when it came to her. I didn't want to do the old, hi, how are you? What are you up to? What do you do? And things like that. Nah, I wanted to do something crazy. I wanted to do something fun. I wanted to do something that would, well, as I said, make me stand out. I want to do something that would make me that would make me stand out. Well, a football game came into play that I was covering, and I didn't know what to I didn't know what to do. I said, "You know what? I'm going to do something wild. I'm going to do something totally wild." What did I decide to do? I called her. I put the phone in my headset, and I came back from a break. And before I could say hi, an exciting play happened, or two, or three, or four. You get the idea. I heard that sweet little giggle of hers, and I was gone. I was a goner. I was an absolute goner. I don't know how that happened, but it happened. And here she and I are 6 years later. 6 years later. And I couldn't be happier. She has put up with my quirks of being a sports nerd, using my voice is, and yes, I said voice is because y'all know I look, I talk a lot. Okay. I have my cartoon voices and all kinds of good stuff. All kinds of good stuff, man. But it's been coming to know her. It's been getting to know her. It's been everything associated with getting to know her. And the next thing you know, I went from being a goner because of her giggle alone to being head over heels in love with this woman that I will protect with my very life. That's what Dr. K does for me. Is she perfect in a lot of people's eyes? No. Is she perfect for me? Hell yeah. She's perfect for me. And that is the key. I'll tell y'all a funny story. When she was at Indiana State, she invited me to her office for lunch. And for some reason, the song Walk Like an Egyptian was banging in my head all day. And I'm constantly thinking, okay, how can I get this beautiful woman to laugh? And I mean laugh out loud. When I arrived at her office, I had my answer. With that song, Walk Like an Egyptian in my head all day, I did just that when I came in her office. I've never seen a woman melt into a pool of butter of laughter that fast. But you know the greatest part? I'd do it all again, which is what I have been looking for when it came to finding love all my life. A woman that will be there for me. I have been told so many times you need to stay with your own kind. And when I say stay with your own kind, you all get the translation to that. Be with a black woman. Been there, tried that, got the t-shirt, burnt all the some bitches when I got done with it. And I've had so many ask me not just the question that I posed earlier of why can't I handle a strong black woman, but the question I imposed even today, why don't you want to be with a black woman? Well, two pretty simple reasons. One, I'm happily married. And two, the attitude pisses me off. You can talk about the looks all you want. It's what's inside a person is what gets to me. And what is inside Dr. K? I'm often asked. She has a terrific sense of humor. I love hearing her laugh. She's got a very sweet voice. I love looking into her eyes. I love talking to her. I love talking about her. She makes me think. She keeps me on my toes. And the one thing that Jodi has done for me that has never, ever, ever, and I mean this literally, never been done for me in a past relationship is something she allows me on a daily basis when she brings a subject to me. You know what that thing is, gentlemen? A choice. Let me say that again aloud. And JJ, I hope you're listening, partner. If your woman loves you dearly, very dearly, if she is 10 toes down with you and for you, and as BGS has said to me and says to me all the time, if she really, truly is pouring herself into you, there is one very important aspect that she will allow you. When she has an idea, she will allow you to express her opinion. The other thing she'll allow you, when she puts it in front of you, a choice. Whether it's what we have for dinner, where we go for the weekend, what we do for our anniversary, or just something we do for the day to get out of the house. And I can honestly tell you, after 5 years or almost six, after 6 years, there are times I'm still like a deer in headlights when she asks me my opinion about something. Why? Because I'm not used to it, honestly. Then you're going to have these naysayers that say, well, you've been with it long enough. You should be used to it. When it's beaten into your skull and beaten into your head and beaten into your heart, there's your key. When it's beaten into your heart that you don't have a choice, to all of a sudden have one does two things. One, it liberates the hell out of you. And two, it presents a very pleasurable problem of now what? You have your choice now. How do I express this? Because in many ways you're still walking on eggshells. You're still walking on eggshells. When you finally stop walking on eggshells because the person that you're with values your opinion, that is a liberating feeling. That is a feeling of power. Power for both of you. Why is it power for both of you? Because you know she can trust you with the decision the same way you can trust her with the decision. That is huge. It's huge. I met Jodi in July of 2018, met in person for the first time in September of 2018, and by June of 2019, we were married. And I don't regret one damn second of it. Not one. I'm never going to regret a second of it either. Because you know the fundamental people will say, that's too fast. Fuck you. When you know, you know. And as I like to say a lot, and this merch will prove it in the chat, find the lie. When you know, you know. When you want to be with that person for a lifetime and they with you, you act. You're like, the hell with it. Caution to the wind. Let's move. Let's go. That is what I found with Dr. K. You know what else I found with Dr. K? And many will not understand this, but gentlemen, I want you to think very carefully when I say this and think about it a lot when I tell you. You know, the one thing I found with Dr. K that I didn't find in any other relationship? Freedom. Freedom to express my thoughts, freedom to express my feelings, freedom for me to recognize a mistake that I made, freedom to recognize, hey, she's mine. I'm going to protect her with everything I got. That kind of freedom does something to you, and more to the point, does something for you. It sure as hell does for me. On the 25th of June, 2019, Jodi walked down the aisle to me, and my heart was a flutter, and my heart was so heavy. Because to see her stand before me and repeat the vow that I gave to her, which was to love her and be with her and only her through any and everything, does a lot to you. It truly does. That is what I have been looking for my entire life. Did it take me going out of the quote unquote community to get it? Yep. Do I regret that decision? Fuck no. And I never will regret that decision because I have a woman in my life that loves me for me. Not the color, not the style, not the swag or lack thereof. None of that. She loves me for me. She said to me so many times, I may not be perfect, but I'm perfect for her. That's all I need to hear. I had to say, I have to say that Christmas night 2018, I was a bit unsure. So I called my friend Cole Johnson. And I was crying. I was crying. I said, man, I don't know. And Cole stopped me in mid sentence and asked me 3 questions. Does she make you laugh? Yes. Does she make you smile? Yes. And the most important question, does she make you happy? Hell yeah. His next sentence or next question, what's the problem? If you find somebody that makes you happy and it ain't the norm, fuck what other people think. Be happy. A lot of these black women, and yes, I'm going to speak this aloud, cannot help it if their attitude goes through the floor when they catch a black man dating outside of his race. Why? Because they wish it were them, but their attitude kicked them out of the game. Period. Once again, find the lie. To be perfectly upfront and honest, growing up, I never saw race anyway. But in many ways, I was forced to see it by members of my family. Well, when I grew up and continued to grow up, I took that contract and shredded it. I wanted to find somebody that was for me. And Jodi is perfect for me. I cannot say that enough. She is perfect for me. Oh, y'all didn't hear me. Let me say it again. She is perfect for me. I may be the weirdest person on earth, according to a lot of people, but I'm also one of the happiest. I am also one of the happiest. I can't help it. I don't want to help it. I don't want to help it anymore. I don't. I am flat out DUNN done and off of the people pleasing bandwagon. Because if you look at the 21st century, what do you think black women want black men to be on? The people pleasing bandwagon. More to the point, their people pleasing bandwagon. And you know the greatest part about it? A lot of black men today are saying no. Matter of fact, let me put this in a piece of context that a lot of people will understand when I use the voice of one Steve Harvey. You know what a lot of black men are saying today?
Oh, hell no!
You may as well couple it with this. Not anymore. See, you know what a lot of black men are finding in terms of their lives? Their voice. Speaking of voice, excuse me a minute. Go ahead, Pumpkin. There you go. Sorry about that. A lot of men are finding their voice. And given the attitude of black women today,
ain't nobody got time for that.
Nope. Don't have time for it anymore. Not going to deal with it anymore. Just going to walk away. Just going to walk away and not think about it anymore. Matter of fact, to all this attitude, attitude and flack and blowback we're receiving from black women, my next two letters are.
Are you kidding me?
When I see Jodi come through the door every night, I think I'm 16 again. Seeing the girl you had a crush on, and she finally comes to you. Someone actually posed the question to me, what has she done that a black woman can't do? Let's see. She has stood with me through my battle with blood clots. She has gotten me to get my act together in terms of what I eat and how I eat. She has gotten me through my battle with stage 4 pancreatic cancer. Let me say that again. She has gotten me through stage 4 pancreatic cancer. Because at the time I got diagnosed, we were in North Carolina. In the process of turning things around, and then I got sick. Well, she made the difficult decision to move us back to Indiana from North Carolina. I couldn't be happier because I have a great care team. She has a great healthcare team. And when Duke University Cancer Center said the tumor is inoperable and get your affairs in order, the folks in Indy said, Dr. Raghunath, I owe you a ton of thanks. Because he made the phone call to the surgeon, to the fellow who performed the surgery to remove the tumor from me and save my life. And who was there the whole time? Jodi. You know you found someone good when they leave for a business trip and you miss them the moment they leave. She had to go to Salt Lake City 2 years ago, beg your pardon. She had to go to Salt Lake City. I missed her the moment she left. We talked every night, sometimes twice a day, while she was in Salt Lake City. She had work to do most day, all day that entire week. But at night, man, she called me or I call her. And the only thing I regret is I couldn't celebrate that year, couldn't celebrate her 50th birthday with her. That's why I give my all to Dr. K. When she does get her doctorate, I'm going to be the loudest one in the room cheering for her.
Can't wait.
Is what I told her. She had to put off the pursuit of her doctorate, but you know what she told them?
I'll be back.
And she's gonna be back, man. And to all you women that think all these negative things about me because I chose someone outside of my race,
Bruh. Ain't nobody got time for that. Oh, hell no. Are you kidding me?
now most of these black women are saying,
No.
and in response, the men are saying,
Nothing for you.
BGS played a clip earlier on his stream this afternoon. There were 4 black women on a panel or doing a podcast, I guess it was. And they had a conversation with a couple of men who got their passports and decided to seek love elsewhere. The name calling that flew around. You know what they're really thinking?
What time? Not 20. One lousy goddamn time.
Know what black men are thinking now?
No, God! No, God, please, no! 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 No!
Oh, hell no.
There's something else we're thinking. All the numbers, all of the stats that BGS brought up tonight just clarified the decision I made 6 years ago when I met Jodi. Volcanis with our first super chat of the evening. Thank you, my man. Appreciate you. Keep the super chats coming. And if you can't do it via super chat, the Cash App tag you need is $ Tallman Dr. K50. I'll answer Chaos Reigns' question about the Indiana Pacers. They need a bench. Simple as it gets. They were overwhelmed, they were outworked, they were outsmarted, and they were outplayed. It also doesn't help when your bench is. Should I? Yeah. It also doesn't help when your bench is thinner than jelly. Chaos, I hope that answers your question. Joe says Miles Turner sucks. He cost me money. How much did you, Joe? How much did you put down on the Pacers? We'll talk about that another time. Tonight, it's all about Dr. K. You know something? When I told her about my dad, and I told her how I started calling my dad Pops later in life. Well, my beautiful bride decided to surprise me with that. I want to talk about a guy that's appreciative. There you go. I love her creativity. I love the fact that she may not be a baseball fan, but she's so tuned into me as a person that last year she gave me a White Sox birthday hat, shirt, and a trivia book. The previous Christmas, she gave me a 49er Christmas. Dad hat and shirt. I mean, hell, hold on a minute. She gave me this sign right here. Whoops, it's upside down. She gave me this sign right here for Valentine's Day. She knows how much I love my 49ers. Does she pick on me about it? Of course she does. She does it as a laugh. She does it to get me to laugh because as the rule states in the house, and of course I bend the hell out of them, the answer is always the Colts. But that's one thing about us. We took all the shit that we went through earlier in life and turned it into a trampoline. We turned it into a trampoline and bounced back. When others would say,
Nothing for you.
We bounced back and said,
Oh, yeah? That's what he thinks.
when the passport bro discussion comes up, and I've heard plenty, you know what the black women say out loud?
What? What the fuck?
Or,
What the hell's going on out here?
all I got to say is,
God damn it! You can't make this shit up.
you can't make this up. There's no way you can make this up, man. I'm not changing for anybody, and I hope the passport bros don't either. But I will echo the warning of one accountable commentary who I love listening to. Once that label was slapped on that group of men, they became a target. Do not be surprised, black men, if the word divester comes your way. For a bunch of us. Joe, this is why I don't do as much sports betting as people think I do. Because as soon as you think you have a sure thing, that happens. And I'm talking about Miles Turner. And Joe, I playfully say to you for that parlay,
You fool!
being playful. The way the community is now, or lack thereof, well, let me just go ahead and voice my true opinion. The black community is dead. Deader than a doornail. You take a look, you see the scrags around now, and you think,
What is that? What the fuck is that?
and it makes me say, I'm glad I got the hell out when I did. Like my dad told me, get out or get the hell out. I chose option C. I got the fuck out. Been happy ever since. There's so much more that I'm going to do with this. And there's so much more about Jodi that I'm going to talk about. It's probably going to wind up being a 3-part series. But as for now, I got to go tend to my wife because she's had a long, long day today. And that's one thing you don't mind doing. You don't mind making sure that your mate is set for the evening. You don't mind that, gentlemen. You don't mind that at all. Nor should you. She does the same for me. She makes sure I'm okay. Hey, honey, do you need anything? No, babe, I'm fine. She'll ask me to get something for her once upon a time, but and I the same for her, but you don't mind it. That's the thing. It ain't about handling the person you're with. It's about loving the person you're with. To and through everything. It's about just wrapping your arms around that special someone. And before I go, let me say this. The attitude is the key. The attitude is the key, man. I can't say that enough. The attitude is the key. You know what confuses a lot of black men when they find the woman that's not of them in terms of their color and they are everything they're looking for, but at the same time they're scared off because of the backlash from the community. Fuck that shit. I got tired of the backlash. I got tired. I got tired of being told I'm less than a man for making the choices that I make. Fuck that shit. I got tired of being told that I need to do things a certain way. Fuck that shit. I got tired of being told how to be me. Enough. Enough is enough, man. Or as I heard in a Popeye cartoon once upon a time, too much is enough. Too much is enough. It's time that we stood up for what we believed in. Let me be even more to the point. It's time black men stood up, showed out for what they believe in. Take color out of the equation, take religion out of the equation, take a whole bunch of things out of the equation except two very important things. One, do you love her? And two, does she love you? And a bonus question, is it unconditional? That's why black men are walking away. They're getting unconditional love, man. I would couple it with the sooner black women figure it out, the better, but they're not going to figure it out. They're going to stay true to their guild. They're going to stay true to their ways and think,
I'm the general, bitch!
Meanwhile, the men that they want are leaving in droves. Let me say that again. Meanwhile, the men that they want but can't have, the men that they desire but can't obtain, the men that they want to put their arms around but they stay out of arm's reach, will not be there to claim. Why? Because they are allowing themselves, the men are, to be claimed by women that actually give a fuck. I'll say that again, and proudly. They're being claimed by women that want to claim them, and they are allowing themselves to be claimed, and more to the point, to piss black women off even more, the men are allowing themselves to be loved. As I often say, find a lie. Find the lie. I dare you. I double dare you to find the lie. I dare you. I double dare you to find the falsehood. What does Samuel say? Say what again? Say what again? I dare you. I double dare you, motherfucker. I dare you to find the lie. I dare you to find the falsehood. I dare you to find the untruth, because you know what the truth is?
God damn it! You can't make this shit up!
You sure can't. I don't think the men want to make this shit up. Well, I'm going to go ahead and bounce on out of here. Let me thank Volcanus for the super chat this evening. If you want to continue to support the show, even when we're off the air, the Cash App tag you need is $Tallman Dr. K50. And there's something huge I want to do for my bride this weekend. And we're trying to make a $300 goal to make it happen. All right. Tomorrow, the third installment of How Do You Fuck That Up, WNBA. Oh, and by the way, the Sky and the Fever play this Saturday at noon Eastern. And I'm going to do that game. Till tomorrow. God bless y'all. And good night.